everybody, my name is Angeles. Today I'm talking about how to analyze a written text. Well, why is it important to analyze a written text? It's important to know how to analyze a written text because sometimes we make mistakes when we write, or we message don't communicate correctly or we want to say. So we make some mistakes, and we know to know how to check these mistakes, these errors, because sometimes we repeat the same word, or maybe we omit the subject pronoun or reference pronoun. So we notice these elements, how to analyze a text, and we know how to write and check our mistakes or mistakes on somebody. So we start. What do we need to analyze a text? Well, we need to know the text, because maybe the text can be informative, persuasive, argumentative, narrative, or comparative. Also, of course, we have to know if of text can be turn-taking. Turn-taking is when two or more people include in conversation. Maybe in the text you notice when it's a narrative text, because when you read, you notice that somebody started to talk and later other people talk, and when you notice there are a conversation, and maybe this is start taking when the conversation is two or more people. And cohesion and coherence. In cohesions there are different elements and they permit to analyze the text. For example, reference, connectors, transition or substitution, ellipsis, and lexical cohesion. And we know in one moment we notice about these elements of cohesions and coherence. In this part of personal pronoun, we have these elements: subjects, personal adjectives, personal pronoun, and these elements form part of personal pronoun. And demonstrative, we have these, that, these, and those. And comparative, we have the superlative, comparative, for example, superlative better or greatest. It's an example. These elements form part of reference. Connectors. In connectors, we have different connectors. We have connectors of contrast, addition, example, sequence of time, purpose, a result, and cause. One example of contrast is but, although, however. One example in addition, the different connector is in addition to. An example is such as, for example, sequence of time is finally, first, then, later. These are different examples of the connectors what we use when we write or when we speak. The connectors of result, we have as a result, for that reason. Maybe there are different connectors that we use. And cause. In cause we have in cause we have these connectors: because of, due to. There are more, but maybe we want to share in another video. Later. Then substitution. We have substitution is when you put other word in order to the exactly word that you can eliminate or substitute. In substitution is when you put other word in the place. Substitution. You put other word in the case in the one word that maybe you consider is not correctly, or maybe it's better other word. For example, also, of course, we have three elements in substitution. We have the nominal, verbal, and clausal. Substitution. In substitution is when you put other word because you consider it's better than the word appear in the text. In the substitution, we have three elements, or divided in three parts. The substitution divide in nominal, verbal, and clausal. Nominal is when you substitute a one word. In verbal, when you substitute the verb, and clausal is when you substitute the sentence. For example, did you ever find a lawn mower? Yes, I borrowed one from my neighbor. If you notice, in this example, the substitution was in this word for this word because it's considered better and you don't use the same word. And I waited the message was clear. Well, ellipsis. In ellipsis is when you eliminate the word. You don't put another word, no. You eliminate for completely. And we have an ellipsis divided into parts. The same, nominal, verbal, and clausal. Nominal is when you eliminate one word, verbal when you eliminate the verb, and clausal when you eliminate the sentence. For example, do you want to go with me to the store? Yes, I do. If you notice, they eliminate all the sentence, and it's better to, yes, I do. And it's correctly, maybe because don't repeat all the sentence first out, because sometimes we did that. We use, yes, I want to go with me to the store. Yes, I want to go with you to the store. And maybe it's correctly grammatically, but the sentence, for the time, maybe it's short because we don't have reason to repeat the letter, the same word and sentence. This is ellipsis. Lexical cohesion. In lexical cohesion, we have two parts, reiteration and collocation. Reiteration is when you repeat the word and you use the same word, the same word, the same word in all the text. For example, the old people usually sleep more. The old people like to listen to instrumental music, and the old people sick easily. If you notice, the word that they repeat more is the old people. In this case, it's better, maybe we can use, at the beginning the old people is okay because introduce the people who talk. But maybe here we can use a preposition, we can use a personal pronoun, we can use a they, and maybe actually other words. This is the reiteration, is maybe use other words as a synonym word, or maybe use the reiteration. The reiteration is eliminate the repetition. Okay, collocation is when the sentence there are two meanings. For example, every day I brush. I brush what? I brush my hair or I brush my teeth. This is the example because sometimes the word maybe is ambiguous because you can use brush for your hair or brush for your teeth. And collocation we have noticed that this when we use a somewhere because maybe we need another explanation. Or this transmit correctly, communicate correctly. Because if I only use every day I brush, you understand what I brush what. But if you explain every day I brush my hair, you understand what it refers. And coherence. Coherence is the way the text makes to readers and writers draw the relevance and accessibility of its configuration of concepts, ideas, and theories. In short word, is our interpretation of the text. Maybe the text can be, I like a new jaguar, but you know if the jaguar is an animal or a new car, or maybe it's the interpretation that you do our text. Maybe the interpretation that you use in the text. This is coherence. Also, in coherence we can use different conjunctions such as adjective, adversative, causal, and temporal. If an adjective it can be an, adversative maybe, okay. Of course, in coherence we can use different conjunctions such as adjective, adversative, causal, and temporal. In adjective can be an, adversative can be but, causal so. Okay. Coherent. We can use different conjunctions such as adjective, adversative, causal, and temporal. In adjective can be an, adversative can be but, causal can be so, and temporal can use them. Oh well. So when we notice this element, the fourth part of. Okay, so how we know there are different elements to analyze a text. This is a good example to analyze a text. If you notice, there are different words that repeat. For example, chain, dress, and wine. These words we can use another synonyms, or maybe use a reference pronouns in this part, here. So maybe I need subject pronouns at the end, and maybe this part the chain is correctly, but maybe we can use other word. Maybe we can eliminate this part. Maybe the dress is correctly, but the other chain we use word or maybe look. This part we need subject pronoun the his, possessive pronouns his, and we can eliminate the article of there and the rest of company. We did ellipsis. The college maybe we can use another that maybe is a university. And this is our text will be here. Yes, and in conclusion, when we analyze a text, we can notice our mistakes, but of course we can we can notice our word, and when we analyze, we can transmit the correct message. And that's all. Thank you.